God bless yourself.
Oh my God.
You would be on freaking Dildo.
I've not been on
Do y'all
Dildo
know
for years.
mirchi? Like there's mirchi.
What's mirchi? Isn't that
so
a dessert?
mirchi's like, no, mirchi's a spicy, right?
Spicy.
Spice. You went the opposite direction.
That's like the Indian version of field.
In like 40 minutes? 40 minutes? Yeah. Cool. We're good?
We're rolling.
Okay.
You froze already.
What's going on, guys? My name's Tarun Shetty. Welcome to the CONVO Sutra. Here with another fantastic episode. We got Jazz back sitting in the panelist seat and a very special guest. But first, why don't we do a quick intro for our audio listeners?
What's up, guys? I'm Jazz. I'm the host of the Hot Chai Pod, a Bollywood film and gossip podcast. I also work in consulting if you ever want to become a client. Thanks for having me.
It's good. Hey guys, I'm Pritesh. You know me. I'm back.
Okay, hi, my name is MAYURI, and I'm an actress, dancer, figure skater, storyteller, and yoga professor. That's my bio.
Yoga
Yeah.
professor.
Yeah.
I was trying to do research and I just gave up. I was like, you do so many different things. Hold on, let me tell you this real quick. So I usually do like a pre-call with people. Just like a stupid call. I'm like, hey, this is what it's about. People are like, yeah, okay, great. We'll talk about acting. The call is so quick. My audience like, so is there a messaging? What's the message here? Like she was pressing me. I was like, God, this girl's like hella smart. Like she's like already dissecting. And I
She's
was
like, what's your log line? Like, what's your approach here? And how's the algorithm
your
working
mission?
for you? Exactly.
I saw you at an audition like a decade ago, maybe 15 years ago for something.
An audition 15 years ago.
You saw an audition of hers?
No, I was with her. I remember you in an audition.
Oh, okay, because I was like, I started acting like 8 years ago, but sure, 15 years
Because
ago.
your last name's Bhandari, and that's like, it's also like a bunt name too. So I was like, oh, this girl, I didn't talk to you because I was like too intimidated. But,
Too pretty.
so
Very open you are.
But I looked you up and I was like, oh my God, this girl is so accomplished. So you're an actress. Like, how do you define yourself? Are you an actress first or you just do everything? Or like, what's your mission statement?
I guess I think the basic way for me to say it is I'm an artist. So I love doing all kinds of art and activism and I combine it. So that's the best way for me to put it. But I've always loved all the performing arts. Like since I was little, my dad was like, you were dancing when you were on your belly at 6 months old, like you were just shaking, you know, like, so he just knew that, you know, I was going to be a little dancer because he like stopped the music, the piano in the corner. And I looked at him and I was like, why did you stop? And then when he played it again, I started shaking. And so he was like, all right, she loves rhythm. So dance one. He put me into figure skating. So I'm one of the few South Asian figure skaters.
You're national champion, correct?
That's what I was interested in talking about,
Really
actually. That's insane.
Don't downplay it. You're actually...
No, I am one of the Indian national champions from a long time ago. And I do Bollywood on Ice videos. And so I was basically one of the first figure skaters to premiere figure skating on Indian national television. So there was a show called Dare to Dance. It was a reality show with Akshay Kumar. It was shot in South Africa. It was like doing daring things in a few days in dance. So it was like dancing with fire, dancing on ice, dancing on a rappelling vertical wall 100 feet above like the ocean floor. Like it was crazy. It was an amazing show. So I was like the first person of Indian origin to be figure skating, you know, like that.
When did you start? How'd you get into figure skating? Like ice skating?
Well, I mean, my dad would always watch the Olympics as growing up, like when I was a child, and he was just like, oh, she's going to be a gymnast or a figure skater. Like it was like summer sports and winter sports. And I loved both. We did both and it was too damn expensive. And so we had to choose one and I had to go with figure skating. So,
Yeah, your videos on YouTube are beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Are you still active on YouTube? I see you've got a lot of followers and you're making a lot of videos.
Yeah, you have a point. So I got a lot of followers in 2018. I was doing like these Bollywood on Ice videos, but I just wasn't able to keep it up at the time. And then COVID hit and it just kind of changed the game. So I'm trying to actually reactivate it, but I have a lot of followers from India of a very specific type. So when I try to put different content, they're like, no, we just want the Bollywood on Ice. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, no, I want to act it up.
And then she asked him, like, so what's the messaging you guys are looking for on the Bollywood?
I mean, it has to have depth, you know? Like, you can't just be like, yeah, sure. I mean, I love the dance aspect, but like, I also, like I said, I love bringing activism to some of the stuff too.
Yeah, there's no depth here at all.
Have you seen Tarun's question so far? It's kind of like, he's
these
like,
are my
I met you
questions.
15 years ago.
It's
at this audition.
It's like, am I hot? Is Pritesh?
What's the next question? What's about
Did you
me?
want to talk to me when you saw me at the audition?
These are notes for me afterwards. Pick up dog food afterwards. That's a
Well,
good
what I'm
grocery list.
interested in is, do you remember what the audition was for? Because it
It was
might help trigger
probably
my
some
memory.
like dumb print audition because I used to go for those a lot. I'm sure Pritesh was there too.
Probably.
We were all in the same audition. It
I was
only
not
like
there.
she
No,
wasn't
maybe not 15
born
years. If
yet.
it was 15, I don't know. I used to go to a lot of print auditions.
I think I remember the studio. Maybe it was. It wasn't at 201 South La Brea.
Oh, no.
It
200
was-
South?
Oh my God, yes. Yes, there were a lot of auditions.
Dude, I feel like you used to book like a print audition a month and then I got ugly or something changed.
There's so many
I used to
Indians.
book all of them. I used to book all of them. I used to just go and be like, I got it, and then I got ugly.
So we went to the South Asian Oscar party, not the real one. We went to like the amateur one,
Yeah.
like not the one. And I was like, all right, I'll go to this. And it was all of these young Indians in their 20s. And I was like, I remember back in the day, not saying we're old, but like all these young Indians. I was like, where did all these South Asians come from?
Next wave of
Because
people,
when I came to LA, like in 2005, it was just like a small group. Now it's like there's so many. Now I understand why I'm not getting callbacks like I used to, because there's so many Indians. And, white people are like, oh, that's an Indian. That's good enough.
Check.
Yeah, check.
Yeah.
I will also say, for me, I was doing a lot of commercials too. And then when I booked SAG, like when I joined SAG, that's when the commercial game stopped, because I feel like so much is non-union.
60 to 70% is not in it.
Exactly.
I've done some commercials recently, but they're, I've been lucky with it, so I don't want to say anything. But that being said, the auditions are definitely fewer.
100%. Yeah.
And I don't want to go into SAG.
Well, what's great about her is she actually writes her own stuff too. Can you talk about the anti-yogi?
Oh, yeah. My solo show. Yeah. So it's called The Anti-Yogi Liberation, Not Lululemon. I think you guys can guess a little bit about what that's about. It's a solo show that has dance, drama, comedy, live percussion played by Neil Agarwal. He's an amazing percussionist, and poetry. And it's a lot of my own work that's combined together in this packed 60-minute solo show that I produced, was, a playwright for, like I wrote it and I also performed it. And then we premiered it at the Hollywood Fringe Festival.
Oh, nice.
This past summer. And it did very well, got a crazy response. We added 4 shows, had a sold out run. Like everyone responded really well to it. And then we took it, we're taking it to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
coming up. So that's like, so of all the Fringe festivals, I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Fringes outside of the theater community here, but it's just basically like where it started out as clowning, I believe. Like it was like a lot of clowning theater. And then it expanded. So if you've ever seen like, what's that show? Like Baby Reindeer? That one.
That guy was from there.
Started,
I was going to
exactly.
perform there a couple years ago, but then COVID happened because there was this guy who was going to take a stand-up show in Edinburgh, and I was one of them. And then it all ended because of COVID. So I'm familiar with Edinburgh.
Yeah, so it's like the big fringe. So there's like fringes that happen all over the world, these fringe festivals, but like the main one, the one where it all started, is like the Edinburgh Fringe
That's the
Festival.
bad boy. That's the big one.
That's like the big
for
one.
you.
That's awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And so Fleabag also, like Phoebe Waller-Bridge, she also started, or she had her solo show there as well. So I think a lot of solo shows are there now. Like so many different types of acts go to these festivals, and
it brings
it's a really
like the
cool
outliers
opportunity.
together kind of in a
It's
interesting
really
way.
cool.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, just to give like a kind of like a range, the Hollywood Fringe Festival is like about 400 shows in that period, and at Edinburgh it's 4,000. So it's like every single day you're performing for a whole month. It's insane.
And everyone has an accent. No one can understand what anyone's saying. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
What was the impetus behind it?
Well, I feel like as a yoga instructor in the yoga space, we're like a minority in our own practice, which I think is like really weird to be in a yogic wellness space and then have it be from our background and like we're not even a voice in it.
Like in the Western world.
In the Western
She's
space.
absolutely
Exactly.
right.
Yeah, 100%.
I've never had a Indian yoga teacher here anywhere I've ever gone.
Yeah. And also like what the industry is, it's an $84 billion industry that, is more almost the antithesis of what yoga is about. It more has to do with, enhancing the ego rather than working on it. So I've experienced a lot as a practitioner, as an instructor, as a professor now. I have also done my MA in yoga studies at LMU. And so just the experiences I've had with microaggressions, cultural appropriation versus appreciation, outside of yoga even, I feel like anyone from any background, whether you're an indigenous person or if you're Black or brown, and you just come across a lot of these experiences. And so I experienced a lot of first seeing how it was, I don't know how to say it, like thinking that, oh no, they're just like doing the best that they can, to like being like, oh, I don't know about this, to being like, I need to say something about this. So I think that for me just compiled over the years. And I was just like, I really tried my first solo show not to be about yoga. I tried so hard. I was like, I really don't want to make this about yoga because it's such a responsibility, but to like in 1 hour explain it, but not be too lectury. So no, that's just what happened. And I was like, I need to put all of my experiences and all the stuff that I've witnessed and that actually goes on and like kind of edutain. And so that's how this show was born.
Yeah, she's not some yoga teacher from Crunch. Like she actually studied, got her master's at Loyola, and you actually call it movement guider.
So you're referring to the asanas specifically then, correct?
Oh, so I teach actually asanas, pranayam, and meditation, as well as the philosophy. So it's a like mixed class with lecture and practice.
I love all that.
Yeah, so it's a mix. Yeah.
I was going to say, Mayuri, it's an interesting moment for you to have this anti-yogi, show, because on TikTok, it's like trending this like Indian, what's appropriation, what's appreciation. And I've seen that on my TikTok feed nonstop, where there is this kind of divide with Caucasian people maybe, or other people being like, you don't own this. You don't,
Right.
This is, you wear jeans. And so, like that kind of like normal discourse. It's very unintelligent, but yeah, I don't know if that inspired you at all, or if you've been very active in those discussions.
Oh yeah, I've been having those discussions, I think, since I was in college when I was having a lot of those experiences. So like, I want to say 2015, 2016, I've been doing my pieces. Each of my, like when I was in the MA program, I was like, oh, I'm not going to be in here long unless I make this artsy real fast.
Oh, okay.
So I like.
What do you mean pieces?
So like, you have to do papers each semester.
okay.
And so I would make an artistic piece. Like I'd make a poem presentation with the paper. Like, I had to make it, because I had to last in this program.
What is this graduate school you speak of? We have no idea.
Oh, Loyola Marymount University, the same place where I teach.
Tarun barely made it out of high school.
I gave up in middle school.
Yeah.
Stop paying attention.
That's why I didn't talk to you 15 years ago.
Understood.
You're too educated.
All right.
But in terms of culture appropriation, I watched your short film Bindi. And that has to do with that, right? That's the tone of it, right?
Yeah,
Was that the impetus behind that as well when you made that short film?
You did your research. Dang. I'm like, yeah.
Oh my God. The reason why, and I'll say this publicly, like I had Sankash Bala sitting in that seat. He's such a awesome guy. We just talked the entire time. Like it was so chill. We talked about like book clubs or something. And at the end, I'm like, what do you want to plug? He's like, I'm an Avatar. And I was like, oh, I didn't ask you one question about your career. He's done so much. And I was like, that will never happen again. So now I'm like insane.
That's really funny.
Tell me about your short film, like how that came about.
I was talking with my mom. We were learning there's this text called the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. I wouldn't know it if I wasn't in the program. So, we were studying it. And I saw that there was something called the Bindu, which is an internal point. It's like the sixth chakra, the Agnya chakra, your third eye, etc. And I was like, oh, is this where the bindi comes from? Like from the root of bindu. So I started researching and studying, and I was having a conversation with my mom one day, and this is true. She literally was like, yeah, I was like, Mama, you used to wear your bindi all the time, like in your photographs and stuff, and then you just stopped wearing it. And I was like, you used to wear it like with Western clothing, with, Indian clothing. I was like, what happened? She goes, oh yeah, we couldn't because the dot busters would have attacked us. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, I'm in my mid-20s and I'm like, how do I not know about this? She's like, yeah, there was like this group called the Dot Busters in Jersey, and they attacked people from like the 70s to the 90s.
I never
I've
heard
not
of
heard
that.
of
That's what I'm
either.
saying. And I was like, Mom, this happened to you and I don't even know about it. And so, there was this, young group it was a hate crime, and they attacked about 50, they killed about 50 Indians over this period.
They
And
were killing?
Oh, yeah.
They were just beating them up.
Oh, yeah, no, there were 200 injured approximately. My numbers may be a little off. This is what I've gathered. And about 50 killed over the span of 25, 30 years in Jersey. And
Was this Edison?
this was, I think it's like Jersey area where like little
Because
Indian
it's like
all
the
the
highest
shops
demographic
are.
of Indians in America.
I don't think it was just like one area. I think it was like spread out
That's
in
wild.
over like multiple areas. And so a lot of the Indians coming in, like my mother and father, they were told by the Indian community on that side, like, don't wear your bindis, don't wear your saris because you could be attacked. And my mom was like, whoa, like, I thought this was like land of the free. Like I'm coming here and like I have to, take off my regalia. Exactly. So my mom personally wasn't attacked, but she'd be like, they'd comment at you so nasty that when they just look at you, you'd feel afraid. And I was like, wow, to just hear her say that. And then I went researching. There were no news clips. There was nothing was reported. Like they didn't have enough evidence. They were caught in court and let go because one of them was a juvenile. Like it was crazy. So I saw one research paper on it and I was like, okay, I need to talk about this. And so I kind of gathered my experiences and I like to talk through spoken word. So I was like, when we wear it, it's like mocked, it's seen as a threat, it's degraded. But then when it's like removed of its essence and plastered in Coachella, it's like, now it's the sexy thing. So I wanted to talk about appreciation versus appropriation through poetry and feeling rather than just like a lecture. So that's
I like that because I've never heard that terminology, but I like that appreciation instead of appropriation. Because I was in the middle of that. Like culture innately is meant to be shared. It's not meant to be owned, right? So this whole notion that a group of people own something is also not helping anything. The problem is it needs to be, for example, if someone had your knowledge about yoga but was from a different background, that's okay because they're doing it authentically, right? The issue is just taking like that Western, I was talking about it earlier today, it's the watered down everything, right? Like the idea that yoga is just downward dog, right? Yoga means union and connection, and asanas are just a part of what yoga actually means and stands for. Obviously, she knows more of it than I do, but so it's like, if you understand it, and I don't care where you're from and what you do, if you actually respect what it is and the depth of it, awesome. Like that's beautiful. But the problem is, like you're saying with the whole Lululemon thing, it's become, the whole corporate westernized way of looking at it. And then that's how they use it to make money. And people don't actually understand the depth of what it is, Yeah. And like you said, then it turns into like a crunch thing. Nothing wrong with crunch, by the way, but nothing wrong with crunch.
Fitness is fitness, just don't call it yoga.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but yoga, the word sells, it makes money. And so it's dangerous because you're not, it's not inclusive. It's extremely expensive.
Are you trying to say that I'm not a yogi because I can do downward dog? Because I'm highly offended. By the way, your one woman show offended like every girl on the West Side. Just know that.
Oh, I don't
And
know.
she's on the West Side. She's about to fight. She's about to fight.
My show is looking to offend in the sense that I want people to be surprised, be shocked. I don't want them to leave like being all happy go lucky. Like you want to be moved. Art is political. Art moves you. And that's what I love about solo theater was that it's about you feel the emotion rather than just hearing about a story. You get to witness and be a part of it.
Are you going to perform it before you go to Edinburgh? Like where we can all
we're
watch
gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. We just did an Arcada up north. We're gonna do it again Memorial Day weekend.
I'll come out.
So come out. All y'all should come out.
Can I ask you a personal question? And this is, I hope it's not inappropriate, but like, how do you function being a smart person in Hollywood? Because like I used to do a lot of stand-up comedy, and one of my biggest gripes with it was like the insane people are running the asylum, like these like degenerates who I would never be talking to if I had just continued my education. And yet in Hollywood, I've got, what? I'm telling you the truth. I'm surrounded by morons in this town. And that's why I like doing my own stuff. Like, how do you function? And does that even bother you at all? Or are you just like a yogi and you're at peace with everything?
Oh God, no, I'm never at peace with anything. That's one thing about, and I can't even call myself a yogi. I'm always like.
I feel your rage.
Yeah.
I see the anger, girl. You think you're hide it? I'm right here.
Absolutely not. I'm very open with
Jai
it.
Krishna, chalta hai.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
But I feel like, I've already forgot your question, but something about
being smart in a world of dumb people.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you function on this podcast right now? That's what I'm asking.
No, God. I feel like.
Is that better?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for that. My hand hit, I apologize. Yeah, I feel like I've done I've dabbled in stand-up and I enjoy it very much.
Oh, really?
It's challenging. Like, that's what I love about it. And so I feel like a lot of people do go for the low-hanging fruit is what it's called, right? Those jokes. So it's difficult sometimes to be like, I guess, witty and then get your point across, but then like, it's still your voice. That's what comedy is being confident with your voice and how you see it. And speaking the truth from that perspective. So I think it's like delivery combined with, what you're saying. But I don't know. I feel like that's why create your own work. If you're not happy with what you're getting, because I get auditions where I'm like, somebody's funding this? Like there are people
That's like
funding
most
this
things you
writing.
see funded without
Oh,
saying any
man.
names. Sometimes you're like, how is this getting made? Like by a studio? You know, and I don't know.
She's a very good actress, though. You've mastered the art of playing a doctor. Like, I saw your doctor stuff. You play doctors on TV, right?
I played it a lot.
She's really good at playing a doctor or pharmacist or whatever's on your reel.
Oh, I've played a doctor and a pharmacist. Yeah. Once,
Do you feel like
once
there's
each.
I started booking a lot more doctors when I understood the cadence. Something happened one moment in an audition. I was like, and I got the doctor cadence.
Yeah.
And the doctor emotion. It just kind of happened. And then I started booking all of them. Which is you can't be too emotional because the doctor's used to giving bad news all the time. It's like caring just enough, but not like you're a family member. And once you kind of find that, they're like, oh, okay, that works.
Well, let's loop Jazz into this. Do you feel like you're... do you
Observer.
The allergy report.
Do you feel like your external appearance people judge you on? Like how you come across like very fashionable and stuff. Do people see you automatically and like make assumptions about your intelligence and who you are as a person?
I'd welcome it. I would welcome it.
You're so sarcastic.
No, I don't mind surprising and delighting.
And offending.
And offending.
And delighting. I
offended
like that.
everybody.
She's a thug when it comes to Bollywood.
And she just took shots directly at Abhishek Bachchan last time.
Yeah.
And I'm happy
Okay,
to do
now?
it again. And I'm happy to do it again. People liked that clip.
Has there been any Bollywood drama since last time you were on?
Of course.
Tell us, please tell me.
No, that's tune into the Hot Chai Pod if you
Okay,
want to get that
please,
drama.
fine.
It's irrelevant. I'm sure a lot of the audience.
We need more viral clips on my Instagram page.
Pritesh, just speaking
Oh,
your
say
accent.
something to piss everyone off again so it goes big. Yeah.
No, I don't mind. I think that started to come up because I think I told you guys the last time I was here that I went to college a couple years early, and I was very into like the Gossip Girl like era because that came on when I was in high school. So I was like in the heels and the red tights, and I was like super dressed up, and then I was pre-dental. And it worked in like my like artsy like breath courses. And then once I got into, chemistry and all of that, and the professors were like, this is, like, is she dumb? But no, I wasn't. And so I didn't mind kind of having that like surprising element. And I think as, I continued my education and at NYU, you see all sorts of people who are like
You went
super
to NYU?
geniuses. I did.
I went to NYU. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I went for my master's.
Also, Tarun is educated.
Yeah.
Slowly dropping bombs of his
I've talked to you like 1,000 times. I didn't know
That's
that.
beautiful. I like
Oh,
that.
I went for my master's. I don't like put it everywhere, but
I didn't get my master's.
yeah, whatever. And
This has turned into the most Indian conversation about who has the highest education.
where's our bio data? Let's
Who's
match
the
them.
highest
I
education?
stopped at undergrad. I was like, I'm done.
I had to keep going because I
Wanted health
majored in
insurance.
psych, and what were you gonna do with that? So yeah, I mean, I had like professors who were like drop dead gorgeous and dressed up and executives, and so I was very inspired by that. I don't think you have to limit your personal expression just to be taken seriously.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Tarun. Hey, I saw that you grew up in Vegas, right?
A lot of my life, yeah.
How was that?
It's a normal city outside the strip.
It's kind of
like, I
scary
I've
outside
heard
the
that.
strip,
No,
actually.
I mean, I don't know where you've been, but
Well, first of all, we don't gotta get personal.
Wasn't Sheldon Adelson outside the strip?
because
Like all
people
these
think
billionaires.
Vegas, people think like Vegas is the strip.
now, yeah.
And it's like the center of the valley and outside the valley. It's like a normal place. Yeah, no, I loved it. I lived in Summerlin, which is like
I have a buddy just moving there.
Yeah, so Summerlin's dope.
Like a hip spot.
I mean, Henderson and I think Summerlin are quite similar, but Henderson tries to be Summerlin. So I'm just putting that out there. They have their own area code, but I love Summerlin, the area we were in, and it's very spacious and it's very well designed. So yeah,
So you grew up there as a kid.
yeah, I figure skated there too, which is ironic. Ice in the desert, but there you go.
So were you inspired by going to Did you go to shows at all on this trip? Like, there's so much
Yeah, well, you
entertainment.
can't really do anything until you're 21 in
Oh, yeah, that's
Vegas.
true.
Like they're super strict. They're good about
Yeah.
that. But you do get to watch like Cirque du Soleil, and I loved watching the Cirque du Soleil shows. And
I've gone
all
to
that.
3.
Oh, yeah?
They're incredible.
Yeah, which ones?
Wait, first of all, I've been to 3. I don't know the names of all of them.
I mean, they have residencies
Dang,
there.
I don't forget. I just know Cirque du Soleil. I've been 3 different ones.
Was it the water one, the vertical wall one?
The
Do you remember?
vertical wall one I've
So
been
that's
to.
Ka. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that was Ka. Yeah. And then I went to one and they had in San Diego.
Oh,
They were
okay.
in La Jolla. I went with the FamCom from
Nice.
San Diego, and then went to another one. Yeah,
I've never been actually.
dude, you gotta go. It's an experience.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It depends on the type, but they're amazing.
Now I have the
fitness.
confidence to ask you out, so maybe you can take me to Circus. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Let's keep it professional.
Like, first of all,
just like making-
I need to get my lawyer on the phone. You love making people
I just
comfortable,
like
and I
making this
appreciate
perverse.
that.
That's why you have to sign the release when you get here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't sign the release yet.
Did you see her, dude? She's tied up. She's
No,
like,
you know,
She's like,
she's about to write
I'm
another
no longer
one-woman
interested
show.
in Cirque du Soleil.
When I met the male version of Lululemon, and
no. Oh my God.
Mayuri, I've got this huge problem in my life where I make things like awkward. Like I can't help it.
It's all right. Well done.
No, but let me ask you a question though. Do you actually go back to Vegas now? Do you feel like that excitement having grown up there? Because for me, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to Vegas for the weekend. Do you have that?
it's fun for a weekend.
Yeah, it's nostalgic for me. My parents are still there. So our home is still there. Like, I'm still there all the time. My ice rink is still there. My coach is still there. Like, so for me, it's like
Do you have
a
any
lovely thing.
siblings?
I do. I have a younger sister and a younger brother.
Is she still in Vegas? Oh, are they both
yeah,
in Vegas? still?
Deepika's currently in Vegas, and my brother is in Boston.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did they follow the traditional route, or are they ice skaters?
Oh God, no. Deepika did music and environmental science, so I get half and half for Deepika, and then Neil did like business and tech. So Neil's totally like
My brother's
on my
name's
parents.
Neil. Look, we have.
Yeah.
That's your older brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget you're in the middle. Yeah.
How do you know my brother Kunal?
We did a commercial together where he actually proposed to me in the commercial, funny enough.
Was
So-
this recent?
No, it was like in 2018.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was a while back.
It's such a small world. Kunal's like one of my first friends here.
Yeah.
And back when I moved, probably like 2011, 2012. And then I met you years later through stand-up and
Really?
through him.
I don't
Yeah.
even know how I met you.
Well, I appreciate that I'm memorable. I thank you for that. Sounds like all the girls I've
The
dated.
room
Thanks a
full of
lot,
morons
Tarun.
at the stand-up club.
First, yeah.
Dude, I just
Very rude. Let's just get that out of the way.
Unless
I'm
there's
very
a camera,
disappointed.
Unless there's a camera, I don't pay attention to anything.
That's
in the
good
life.
to know. Good to know. Good to know. But no, then I met you obviously through your brother, but it's just small world that Kunal, he's a good friend of mine. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's sweet. I think we've definitely done one commercial together. I think we may have done something else, but it's fun.
Yeah. All the brownies.
Do you feel like as you've stayed in LA, like your network has gotten bigger or has it gotten smaller? Because me personally, I feel like it's gotten smaller.
My network? Oh, it's definitely gotten bigger.
Wow.
Especially post my show. Like when I did my show last year, and the amount of people that came out and the amount of people that I got to meet. Like my new roommate was somebody who saw my show, like it was amazing.
It's
Like,
a big city, small town.
Yeah,
That's the way I look at
yeah,
it. It's a
yeah.
big city, but once you start working, you meet everyone's kind of knows everyone that's actually doing stuff. That's the way I look at it.
You know what? I think because I cut off relationships, like if people
Yeah.
are wasting my energy, I don't talk to them anymore.
that's fair.
When I was younger, though, I'd put up with a lot more shit. And now I'm like, I'm done with you.
I think you also have to see people for who they are in your life. Like, I think too many people are like, oh, these are my friends, but are they actually your friend? Could you call them if you need something? Not really.
There's a lot of acquaintances people call friends.
Or like just like
Yeah.
social friends. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll party with you or I'll go to your parties, but I'm not going to call you.
I love how you change it to I'll go to your parties.
Your
You're
parties.
not invited to my party, but I'll go to yours.
If I need to increase head count, you can come to my party, but
I think I met you at a party, right? Yelda's party, probably.
we talked about, I met you filming your show. I was your
Oh, that's
extra.
right. That's right.
Dude, Tarun, this is terrible, bro.
So we've met in the biz. This is why you don't
do you
have
know
a
what?
big
Do you know
network.
why I'm offended? Remember meeting her 15 years ago? You remember meeting her, and
Well,
when I
for
asked
all
you
the-
how
for
you
all the
met
wrong
me,
reasons.
She was 15 in my movie. I made a movie and she was like an extra or something.
oh, okay, and then
I'm not going to check out some 15-year-olds.
okay, but when it comes
Not
to,
worthy of being
I
checked
didn't
out.
say you said that. I'm saying you remember meeting, but when it came to me, you had no
I'm not going to
recollection.
check out some dude who. I'm telling
He
you.
was
I'm not able
checking
to
her
keep
out.
up. This
Pritesh,
is
that's
so
why he
fast.
noticed her.
What'd you say?
He was checking her out. Otherwise, you would
Yeah.
not have noticed her either.
Why would I be
No, I'm
noticing
just
some
offended. It's okay. It's not a big deal.
San
okay.
Diego guy?
Maybe if you
So
had
San
like a
Diego-
nice wig on.
Yeah, maybe I'm not bald.
No, like a long hair.
Wow.
He would have noticed you from the back.
This just
I'm
escalated
not
real
bi
fast.
either. Like, what's going on here?
I'm saying if you thought he was a hot girl, you would have noticed. You didn't remember me. You didn't remember him.
This is not a dating show, but I'm curious. Have you dated actors here in LA?
I have not. No,
Smart move.
Proud of you.
it's just it hasn't happened. Yeah, there's no like yes or no.
I like the
behind
way
it.
she I have not. She all her like she's been so fiery and intelligent the way she's answered all the questions. She goes, well, actually, I just feel like for my yoga when we ask about dating, I
We'll break her
have
down.
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
We'll break her down
No, it's
eventually.
true. I mean, that's it.
Do you use dating apps?
I have been recently, and
God bless your
Dill
soul.
Mill?
God bless your soul.
Oh my
You
God.
would be on freaking Dill
Yo.
Mill.
I've not been on
Do
Dill
y'all
Mill
know
for years.
mirchi? Like there's mirchi.
What's mirchi? Isn't that
so
a dessert?
mirchi's like no, mirchi's a spicy,
Spicy.
right? Spicy. You went the opposite direction.
That's like the Indian version of field.
So there's mirchi. Obviously, there's Dill Mill. I don't know the others
So
as
you know,
much.
Dill Mill reached out to me right when they started. Like they're like reaching out to people in the Hollywood act. This is years ago. So I was like, all right, I'll sign up, right? I put in within a 10-mile radius. It matched with a girl in Toronto. I was
They
like,
don't,
you guys.
they don't
Wait,
allow
what?
for radius.
Yeah, they don't.
Well,
they
at the
don't.
time
I
they
don't
had
get
tried
that.
to. I was like, oh, what am I doing here, dude? Like, I'm not. This is the dumb.
There's like a science behind it because if they want to
Really?
make it addictive, they keep you swiping, but you can't keep swiping if you limit to just Indians within a radius because you're going to run out.
Oh, I don't limit to Indians. Is that what you're
Dill
into?
Mill.
Oh, I'm not a Dill Mill.
So
Sorry.
what's mirchi then? Is it the same concept?
So mirchi's different. I think mirchi's more about pictures. I think it's more F-boy
like
vibes.
Tinder?
Yeah,
It's like Tinder.
I kind of. That's
Yeah.
the
Mirchi,
vibe I
yeah, the
get.
flame, chili.
But it's all
Yeah.
Indians.
Yeah. It's mainly Desis that I see on there. Yeah,
Got
you don't
it.
have to be Desi, but it's mainly Desis on there. Yeah.
Casual Desi app. That's a little
Isn't that?
oxymoron.
mean,
I don't know how I feel
I don't
about
think
it.
it's oxymoron. Have you
I'm
seen
signing up right
Indians
now.
in America? They're all sleeping with. When I go to an Indian event like we just went to, I'm just like, I know too many people. I know too many people that have all hooked up with everyone. Like it's just like,
Really?
okay, my buddy used to
Secrets, I
date her,
guess,
and he
but-
used to hook up with her, and
I
he used
got
to
the
date
impression
her.
I didn't know anybody. I had a clean slate.
Yeah, well, it's changed a little bit because we saw the new people coming in. But in general, when you go to events when people that have been here a long time, you kind of see how it's, you know,
Yeah. No, this is like a
it's a
trail
lot
of
of-
carnage.
yeah, it's just a lot of exchanges have happened. You got to stay out of that. Yeah, it gets a little crazy.
Let's talk about Mayuri's accomplishments. So you're,
I'm liking the
Hey, you're
comments.
great at segues, by the way. Continue. Fantastic segues. Sorry.
I do want to promote your activism stuff because you do some great work on your YouTube channel. We've actually interviewed activism. You've got some causes that you're into, social causes. And if you want to promote that, please go right ahead. Like animal activism, environmental issues.
Yeah. Look, I support it all. In my different works and things, even if you come to the anti-yogi show, you'll see like so many causes mixed in one because for me, it's all interconnected. Like it's all intersectional. Like one cause isn't separate from the other. Suffering is suffering everywhere. I'm getting very yogic here.
No, but that's what you're saying is true, in my
thank you.
opinion. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't try to just hone in on one, but I think if we look at it as like with nature and just species in general, like we are made of nature. So if we don't look into how, because people I feel like look at politics and are like, how did we get here? And it's like, well, shouldn't be a surprise. Like it's just in front of everyone's eyes now. This stuff has been going on for eons. So how are our actions and where our money goes contributing to that? Because we are living in a capitalist system, whether we like it or not. So unless we're out of it, we're still contributing to it directly or indirectly. So how are our habits, where our money is going, what our work is, what types of work we choose to do, that also affects the outcome. So I think for me, it's like, looking at our purchases, looking at where we give our money, looking at who we support, why we support them. It seems like a very big thing, but it's like, when you're finished with your next toothpaste, for example, like get a better company, make your own. Do you have to buy the next thing? I think it's like there's reduce, reuse, recycle. Recycling's a myth. Only 9% of stuff gets recycled anyway. So how much are we actually reducing just in our life? So I think it's really important to stand with, the indigenous people of this land. First and foremost, we are on this land. So looking at the history of this land, this water, what's going on, our food systems, what's going on with agro-farming to nature, and how can we just like mitigate these systems of violence through our own actions? I think that, like I said, they're all connected. They're not separate for me.
Jazz, where's your activism? You don't do shit. What do you do?
Oh my God.
I've been a political activist since I was 15 years
kidding.
old. I have
Yeah.
been on many, many political campaigns, grassroots organizations, as vice president of Obama for America for my college division.
I know you are.
I have been very, very active.
I follow her on Instagram, which you should, and she actually is I only said that because I know it's the
Yeah.
counter thing of what you do.
I wouldn't say I'm like some like, I mean, I probably am some broad birding feminist actually, but I wouldn't say I'm like, oh, like I'm so, on one side and I'm so tribal. I like to just think, to your point of like, be mindful. Do you know where your money is benefiting other people? What corporations do you boycott and stuff like that? And I think everyone has their own values that they should look into and subscribe to with their dollars. But
You have to look at the nuances too, because things are very complicated. And that's what happens when, no, I'm not saying you're not saying that. I think a lot of times people just, they aim for this, but they're not willing to go deep with it.
Or they bandwagon.
And that's that big, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, because everything's really just, like you were talking about, people get so surprised. I'm like, well, what you're seeing is a subconscious manifestation of all of our energy, right? That's actually what's happening. We can pinpoint to like material action, but it's like, if that's how we're operating, that's what we'll see.
The collective unconscious.
Yeah.
Look at Tarun's face right now. Look at
No,
Tarun's
you know
face.
what? Well, first of all, I'm listening to you. I'm thinking what a narcissist I am.
But that's real too.
I was thinking about my toothpaste when you were saying that. I was like, God, I waste so much toothpaste. And you were like, you make your own toothpaste?
I mean, I'm not currently making my own toothpaste, but I try to buy what's, you know, whether I do it in Munjan, you know, Indian
it's great.
natural powder, if
Oh, my
you
mom
will.
used to, yeah.
Hey, keep it dug. I put that hair oil. You feel me? That's why the hair is still there.
I try, but sometimes I'm like, God, I'm so selfish. And then I'm like, I just give up. I can't like maintain this.
I know. I mean, look, it boils down to comfort and convenience, right? Like that's what these companies want, is that if we're used to comfort and convenience, then we won't want to, or it's going to be really hard to go out of our way, because it's a privilege to give a shit, quite frankly. You know, the average person who's trying to put food on the table cannot care about where their product is coming from.
Yeah.
It's a privilege
You know
to
what I
pursue a dream. Most people's dream is just that. At night, they dream, because in the morning you have to walk 8 miles to get water. So, yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like it's funny because it's like, I look at our own culture and the roots of our own culture and how colonized we've become and how capitalist we've become in India itself. Like the disparity between the classes that I've been seeing since I was a child is insane.
It's gotten way worse.
Exponentially.
It's way worse.
Exponentially. There is no like the sense of awareness. Like I'm not just talking about here in the West, right? We're seeing these problems globally. I mean, obviously there's roots to colonial history, so many different systems, you know, patriarchy and all of that. But, you know, we have to kind of sit there and say, well, our own people, how are we, you know, working with how are we appropriating our own culture? You know, kind of going back to the appropriation versus appreciation thing. Like, it's like, if at the end of the day, if it's going at the expense of someone suffering, that's when we have to take a look at things. And that's how I try to like define when people like, well, I'm just appreciating, I'm not appropriating. It's like, well, is it at the expense of a minority's, you know, regalia, custom issue, and you're profiting or exploiting it in any way? I see celebrities in India wearing Black Lives Matter shirts, and I'm like,
Well,
you don't know what that
that's
means.
for the algorithm. They don't.
Oh,
That's
100%.
the hashtag
Oh, I know why.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy.
100% know why.
But in India, it's actually weird. It's like the obsession of trying to be like
American.
Western American, which
Yeah.
is
100.
unnecessary at this point. And
Well, I mean, you have Hindus, Buddhists, Jains,
Everything.
Sikhs, Sufis, you know, you have so many different
And you're
groups
Jane.
of
You said that off camera.
I am Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, for me to be one of the few Jane voices is also a very different
yeah, you
thing.
don't mess with potatoes. she don't eat potatoes and onions,
No,
bro.
so listen,
Shoot.
we modern Janes, you know, we have the potatoes and the onions and
Oh,
all that.
okay.
But a lot-
She likes good carbs.
So like our people, like even in India, like a lot of us have potatoes and we have the underroot vegetables. We're more turning vegan now. So a lot of Janes in the West are saying, what are the issues in our land and space? And that's the dairy industry, you know, agro farming. So let's shift to more of not having dairy, and we're going to be okay with the plants, the roots, and the vegetables.
Interesting. A lot of my Jane friends were growing up were
yeah.
super strict with
Yeah,
that. Very strict
yeah.
with that.
I mean, I don't have egg and all of that.
Yeah.
Like we're very strict vegetarians, and we've been turning vegan, plant-based more. But yeah, it's really applying. It's not about like, let me stick to the principle at a certain time in a certain way. They were made at a certain time to fit the environment we were in, but now that environment's changed.
Talking about evolving with it.
Yeah.
I agree with everything you're saying, but I do feel like you're being very passive aggressive towards Taco Bell, and I don't. I speak for a lot of Indian people.
It's part of the South Asian American culture.
You need to chill out when it comes to Taco Bell attacking.
You're
Okay.
gonna hate me for this, but I've never really had Taco Bell.
So anyway,
Why would I hate
can
you?
we wrap up?
I
Can we
know,
wrap
as a brown
up? Can we
person,
wrap up real
really?
quick? Because that was offensive. You never had Taco Bell?
My siblings have. Okay,
'cause
my
they're good
parents
people.
have.
Why is that
Are you a
offensive?
vegetarian?
Yeah, predominantly.
Well,
Yeah.
because like good Jews and Taco Bell, like
you
Indians
kidding?
in
You don't
general,
know
but
about
good
Indians
Jews and
and
Taco
Taco
Bell
Bell?
is a thing.
Okay, do you know why?
Yeah, they're like into
Do you know why?
Well,
Oh,
I've
sorry.
seen
You can
more
sub out the
aarti and
beef for
everything.
beans.
Yeah,
and
but the
everything.
thing was, Taco Bell from the 80s was actually, obviously we know that it's very modern to have vegetarian food at fast food places. Taco Bell was, in the 80s, I believe, was using vegetable oil instead of lard, and even what they cook the
Yes.
food in.
Yeah.
And so when the Indians came here, first, Indians tend to like Mexican food because it's similar flavor profile is very tasty, a lot of seasoning, right? And then it was super vegetarian friendly. So it was an easy transition. And so Taco Bell became the thing.
I don't know what planet I've been living on the past.
You've lived on a bad planet. No, I'm not
I
done.
didn't know
I'm not
Taco
done.
Bell with some Indian
I'm not dead.
thing.
Do you know what happened
Yeah.
Taco Bell did?
Okay.
They got rid of the Mexican pizza.
I know.
No, listen.
I heard
a couple
about
years ago,
this.
they got rid of Mexican pizza. Indians went crazy.
They did arti for it and everything.
I blasted them on Twitter. They tweeted me back. I
A lot
got
of
so mad at
rage
Taco Bell.
Pritesh about Taco Bell.
That's
right
his
now.
activism.
Yeah.
So we all
First of all, take a look. I'm smart. Let's just get that out the way. Everyone can tell by the way I look. So I'm intelligent.
If you have to say it.
Okay, this got weird. I wasn't trying to go this. I don't
No,
like
we're gonna make it
Taco Bell.
weird.
I'm here for it.
We're
I'm here for
gonna
it.
make it weird, and it's all about you the next 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and about your
that's
arms.
Oh my god. You know, it's so funny. Only girls that have messaged me on Instagram have been asking about Tarun.
Don't flip it on me.
I've been asking about what?
Don't
like, "Yo, what's up
don't
with
change the
that other
subject,
guy?"
Pritesh.
Oh,
This
so
is
they're
all-
getting like they're trying to like softly slide in.
Really?
Get
That's
the
how
clear.
it's slide in. They're trying to slide into
Slide
Tarun's.
in.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We're all single on this podcast, and now we try to leverage this as much as we can to all get laid. That's what we do now, or get dates.
I wouldn't say I'm single. I'm not single.
Oh, you're not single?
But yeah,
Oh, that's right. You guys, I forgot. Sorry.
yeah. I'm dating.
Jazz and I, we're a team.
Yay!
But
Leveraging
that's not why we
Convo
had you on the
Sutra.
podcast. Again, I want to
And that's why we invited Mayuri. Yeah.
Mayuri.
Mayuri.
Say the Indian
I love the way
word.
that you
Mayuri.
pronounce your
So
names. I like how you pronounce your name properly.
I get so much shit on my own podcast about my Hindi pronunciation.
Let me hear it.
No, what do you mean? Just anything I say, like a Bollywood like a dialogue or something. We're like, do you speak Hindi? Why do you sound like a Valley girl? Because I'm from
Because
here.
you're
about
yeah, that you can't help. You know what the crazy thing is? Do you feel like you have a Californian accent? Like you think it's
California accent?
Yeah.
No.
So I think you kind of do more than you.
I'm
like
from
to
New
hope.
Hampshire.
It's
Yeah, it
like
doesn't matter
kind
where
of-
you're from. You've lived
it's
here
like kind
long
of
enough.
converged a little.
No, it
Yeah, for
hasn't.
sure.
A
He's so
little
offended.
bit.
I
I'm
don't think I
totally
have an
offended.
accent until I leave, and then I don't like how easily people in other states can tell I'm from California.
I mean, technically all would have an accent, right? For somebody else.
yeah, but I feel like ours is neutral.
It does, I will say that.
You know,
It
when
does
I'm
sound
in
more
New York,
neutral.
it's like I just want to have some coffee,
That's
man,
in
with the
New York.
director.
You think a
like
LA accent is neutral?
Have you guys heard the South Delhi accent? That's like
let's
the
hear it.
Valley girl of India.
me hear
Yeah,
it.
or like the
Oh my
Sobo.
God.
Can I hear it?
Lord, I don't want to,
Do it
like,
in
I
Hindi.
feel like I'm going to get so much flack for it, but they'd be like, oh my God, bhaiya, do momos dena na bhaiya. Like, I would love to have that. Yeah, it's too much. It's absolutely too much.
I could
Like,
never
he's
date a girl
ridiculous.
that sounds like that.
So it's
I
like
think it's
it's like
hot.
Valley girl
Yeah.
for South Delhi. I'm
yeah.
I'm like a Mumbai fan through and through. Like
Same.
I'm a
Yeah.
Mumbaiker, so
Yeah.
like I will always. No offense, but you know, accents are.
I think that's pretty
hilarious.
hot, actually.
I'm
He
sure.
was,
Delhi
he
accent?
was like,
Oh
I'm sure
man!
you're
worlds
Tarun
colliding.
does.
Oh man! Oh,
Look at Tarun's face.
you
Right?
should definitely go to South Delhi.
Do you know what it is? That's a natural light up. Look how happy he is on his face right now.
Oh, come
That's
on,
a
dude.
natural light up.
Dude.
He got
you should
excited.
set your dill mill to South Delhi.
I will.
Download
He's
it.
happy
Do you
with
even
the
have?
color of
Hey,
his, of his
you
shirt.
should download Dill Mill, and then we should talk about what's happening.
I would totally go to Mumbai if I was like 15 years younger and just have
Why?
fun.
Just go now.
What's that have to do with 15 years?
I had to go
now.
there for work and live there, and I had the time of my
Honestly,
life.
I'm not like super into like girls like I used to be.
Well, that's.
I'm not gay. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's not a priority like it used to be.
But that's a
is great.
no, but that's a
Meet someone
positive thing.
nice.
I think that just comes with aging alone. You don't care.
No,
You've
I
done,
just
been there,
it's
done
not
that.
girls, but I just feel
And I'll
like
correct it on like I did on the phone call women.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm just very protective of my time nowadays.
No, that's fair.
but maybe you're
Yeah.
not interested in casual things. Maybe you're looking
He is. He's looking
more
for.
Jazz.
meaningful.
See, Tarun's looking for something really deep. He wants cuddles, fireplace, hugs, and deep emotional.
And
talks.
then ignore me when I'm working.
No, but I respect that though. Time is money, so
Yeah.
you want to be intentional with your time. That makes
or
sense.
time, more
She
than
gets
time's
it.
peace. You want that
Yeah,
peace.
fair.
The time's not always money because a lot of people got time and they broke. But time's definitely you want peace first. You know what I mean?
You get it. You make your own stuff, and it takes the amount of like I called you. I think she was like driving to a gig or something, like right.
Yeah, that's
like
right,
it takes so
yeah.
much time and energy to like make something. So that's where my time and energy goes nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, I literally had to like block everything else off to work on that show. It was 9 months of like work. Like I did work, but then all I focused on was not healthy, like that show. But it takes that kind of focus and input to be not have distractions to be able to, you know, give birth to stuff like that. Yeah, crazy.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you.
Do you guys have anything else you want to ask her? Because we got to
Well,
wrap
I have
up.
one more thing to
Yeah,
say.
please.
I'm feeling a little guilt right now
Why?
because I was planning on I got Taco Bell let me know that I get Mexican pizza for $3 today. I was planning on getting it after, but after this conversation, I feel a little shame.
Why?
Because I don't know if it's helping the environment and it's processed, and I'm helping corporate greed.
Well,
I'm
don't
still
drive
gonna
home.
get it, but I'm just
Maybe,
saying.
maybe you can make Taco Bell. Like make each yourself.
TK.
You know?
I might do that.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to promote or plug?
I guess. Oh yes, please, if possible. I would love for if anyone wants to check out the show. But we're fundraising to be able to take the show to different places, and we're also creating part 2 for my show. So the first show is on spirituality. The second show is on sensuality. So it's the other side of the coin. It has to do with South Asian expression. And it's we have a working title, but I think it's going to be called Blue Fire. The Kama Sutra is not a sex manual. We'll see.
Terrific.
Yeah. But yeah, so I would love if anyone wanted to, if you know donors, if you have anyone who you think might be interested, my IG has all of the info on it.
What's your IG?
My name. It's such a corny. I need to change it.
Say it.
No, it's Mayuri Bhandari official. I hate it.
That's okay.
great.
You're the second official we've had.
No, but
That's
I don't
fantastic.
like.
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with that?
If you guys have a better one, I don't know. It just sounds. I don't.
I
like
do
it.
the Pritesh Shah.
Well, that's nice.
So maybe you can put the in
The
front, take the
Mayuri
official
Bhandari,
out.
if
Yeah.
it's
You
if
can
it's
be the
available.
Pritesh Shah. You can be
If you guys
You be
have,
the Pritesh Shah. You can
I mean,
take the whole.
I'm
you can just
open to
take my
taking
thing.
creative
You can take my
names.
name. I'll buy. Trademark
so
it.
if you want to giving me any names to take,
Yeah.
I would be happy with it.
And since we're on this, what's your Instagram?
Mine's the Pritesh Shah.
Go ahead and follow me at Hot Chai Pod.
Follow me at Tarun Shetty. But hey, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Honestly, I'm so impressed by everything you've done. I think you're an incredible talent, and I wish you much success.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Likewise.
Thank you. It was
awesome
nice to
talking
meet all of you. Yeah, same.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
great
too.
talking.
We'll check out your play.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
definitely come back.
And thank you guys for tuning in. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, forward this to a friend. Don't eat Taco Bell. I don't know.
This whole episode got very personal. I don't appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't
Get that out of the
know.
way.
Buy my book.
sensitive.
But thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.
I don't know which camera to look at.
It's okay.
That
You're
one
good.
right there
I
is
was
really
like,
good.
You're good.